As we mentioned, abortion will be illegal in Texas 30 days after the Supreme Court issues its judgment, formally overturning Roe v. Wade. The state's trigger law makes no exception for cases of rape, incest, or severe abnormalities, only if a woman's life is in danger.
Yeah, but polling shows that law is largely out of step with what most Texas voters want. Back in April, the team at the UT Austin Texas Politics Project surveyed 1,200 registered voters. 15% said abortion should never be permitted. 28% say it should only be allowed in cases of rape, incest, or if a woman's life is in danger. 11% say abortion should be allowed for reasons other than rape. And 39% believe a woman should always be able to get an abortion as a matter of personal choice. 7% didn't have an opinion. Joining us now is Professor Richard Albert, Director of Constitutional Studies at the University of Texas. Professor, thank you for taking some time to talk with us.
It's good to see you.
I want you to first talk to us overall about the implications of sending abortion rights back to the states, which of course is what overturning Roe v. Wade did.
Well, there's a very big misconception about what this case will mean for the states. People think that this will prohibit abortion in many states around the country. It's not quite accurate to say that. What this result will mean is that safe abortions will be prohibited, because abortions are going to happen even in Texas after the legislature prohibits them. And that's bad news. It's very sad. It's a devastation for the country, for women, and anyone who believes in fundamental rights and freedoms.
When we talk about those fundamental rights and freedoms, there's also some implications that the justices are at least open to discussing other, things, other rights that people have as of right now. Of course, talking about that concurring opinion from Justice Clarence Thomas. Let's talk about some of the things that he included, starting with cases that he says perhaps the court should go back and his word is correct. Starting with the use of contraceptives for married couples. Talk to us about that case, that ruling, and potentially what the court could do there.
This is a case that goes back to Connecticut. That's where the case emerged. And because the right to contraception is not specifically enumerated in the text of the Constitution, Justice Thomas has really declared war on that right, saying, hey, if you don't like the right, as I don't like the right, he's saying, please file a lawsuit and you'll have an ally in me at the court to try to overturn that decision. And Justice Thomas plans to assemble allies on the court to see if they can reach a majority to overturn that case, just as they did for Roe versus Wade.
And not only that, but he also talked about same-sex relationships. That was the second of the cases that he talked about. Talk to us about that one.
Well, this is another case that's connected to Texas. Roe versus Wade, of course, began here in the state of Texas. That case too, Lawrence versus Texas, which ruled correctly that there is a fundamental right of privacy in sexual relationships between two persons, whether they be of the same sex or not. In his concurring opinion in the Dobbs case overturning Roe versus Wade, Justice Thomas again encouraged litigation to overturn that right. That would be disastrous for personal relationships between people who love each other in this country. What a disaster that would be.
You can find our full interview with Albert, where he also discusses the case legalizing gay marriage and what, if anything, Congress can do. It's all on the KVUE Plus app, streaming now on Roku and Amazon Fire TV.